So, why does toxic love feel so good until it destroys you? If you're that person that keeps falling for the wrong type of people, this video was made for you. If you want to stop falling for toxic love, you have to recognize the pattern that you're in. If you've always dealt with unhealthy relationships, unhealthy patterns, and those just keep repeating in your life, that's probably the reason why you keep attracting the wrong type of person. Some people, they may have been abused growing up, so that causes them to attract people that abuse them. Everyone will wonder, why do they always get with people that just hurt them? Not knowing that there's some type of pattern or some type of thing that, say if it was like a parent that did that to you, you may still be okay with your partner doing that to you because you might have unconditional love for your partner just as you do with your parent. However, the good news is if you can recognize the unhealthy pattern, then you can change it. Next, you need to figure out what is the root of your addiction. Even for myself, I was addicted more to the toxic love. And it's like we would have an argument and it would get like way too out of hand. And then next thing I know, I'm at the park crying. And I remember one specific time I had like broke up with my boyfriend, and then I was like at this church and I think I was trying to call him, and then like this lady came out from the church and she was like, "Are you all right?" And then I had like kind of briefly mentioned that I was getting over a breakup, and she just kind of like stared at me. And I kind of wonder what she was thinking. Like, was she thinking this too shall pass? Was she thinking that I was like stupid for, you know, being at this church crying in the parking lot, crying in the car? I'll never know, but I do know that I felt out of place in that moment, or I knew that I had reached a low point in my life. And I don't want that for you guys. So what is the root of your addiction? Why do you keep going for these type of people? Like, sometimes you just want the excitement or the roller coaster type love. It's kind of like a interesting story to tell your friends later. I think that's part of the reason why some of us, we're just addicted to like that drama, that toxicity, and that just adds fuel to these type of relationships. So third, we have the chemical trap. You want to get that dopamine. You like the feeling of when things are good, they're good. But that sucks because when they're bad. But I think if you just only look at the good times, you may forget all of the negative experiences you've had with this person. Like, take for instance, you're dating somebody and y'all break up or kind of fall off, and then this person comes up, and then all you can think is, dang, like, I don't remember why I even quit talking to this person. Like, they're so amazing. And then a week or so after dating, you're like, oh yeah, they do this thing that I don't like, or they don't listen when I'm talking, or they don't care enough to help me when I need help, things like that. So even though you have those high highs, you need to be careful of those low lows because those can really hurt you mentally and even physically, depending on who you're with. So don't stay around just because you're happy in the moment when that moment's not going to last. If I'm being honest, relationships do have their boring moments, and that's okay. That's just a part of it. Like, when a couple's been married for 30 years, not every day is going to be exciting. Like, when they're healthy, and I won't even say married for 30 years, I'll say happily married for 30 years. Like, there's going to be ups and downs, but they're not to the extent of the toxicity that you may face. So the highs may feel intoxicating, but the lows are going to feel devastating. And the highs aren't worth the lows, if that makes sense. So next, you should look into breaking free from that toxic relationship and just try to rewire your mind. When you become self-aware of what you're doing, you're able to set boundaries and be more okay with having those boundaries without worrying about who you upset, because There are people where you try to set a boundary and then they turn around and try to gaslight you. And, you know, they may get mad at you for setting that boundary, but that's okay because you're doing something that's for your betterment. It doesn't really matter what they think, what they got going on. If they're not for you, they're not for you. I know this doesn't work for everyone, but for me personally, what helped was therapy. Just sitting down and like talking to someone that can really help you even further become self-aware of what actions or what happened to you growing up that made you go after that toxic love in the first place. If you can get to the root of the problem, you can rewire your brain to not think like that. Because if you're trapped in that cycle, if you don't rewire your brain, you're going to keep running into the same issues, just with different people. Same shit, different person every time. So lastly, you need to reclaim your power and your self-worth. When you truly love yourself and value yourself, you're not going to let other people devalue you. That's just a part of self-respect. That's part of being a human. It's just knowing that you have value no matter who you are. And that doesn't mean that you're better than other people. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is when you look in the mirror, try to see yourself for the person that you are, not for any of your accomplishments, not for what you've done for other people, things like that. Just like the root, knowing that you're that person, you're that girl, you're that guy. Prioritize the people in your life that need to be prioritized, that actually value you. When you truly love yourself, you stop chasing that girl or guy that's treating you like an option when you've been treating them like a priority. This is going to reveal my age, but I was talking to this guy on Urban Chat and we were just talking and like, I thought he was really cute or whatever, but like he would never like ask me about myself. It was always me asking about him. And it just kind of gave me the feeling like, you know, I'm probably one of many in his inbox. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to like write him anymore. I'm not going to talk to him because he's obviously just responding to me out of obligation and not out of actually wanting to talk to me, you know? So yeah, I just never responded to him and I never heard from him again. I don't know what he's doing. I hope that he's doing great, you know, but he wasn't for me and he was for someone else, and that's okay. That's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you could, please look down in the description and join my email list. I'm going to have some new tips, tricks, emails coming out for you guys. So thanks for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.